Live from New York. It's a show that had a full rundown and then ripped it up and
throw it out
away
the window.
because people are out here making moves.
Including Jerry.
One more hour until the trade deadline is officially done. Then maybe some stuff will trickle in.
KW, are you getting breaking trade news? Let me answer for you.
I never have my phone
But
out.
you could be getting breaking trade news.
It might be a
Is
breaking
it Diana
trade news.
Rossini? She said she'd tell you first.
It might be the bill that I owe. I'm not sure. We are digging into the moves that the Cowboys are making. Quinnen Williams coming over from the Jets to shore up that porous defense that got exposed last night. Nick, I love this deal because I said flatly, Quinnen Williams is good. And the Cowboys need good players, but you didn't love it as much. Why?
No, I think this is insanity by Dallas.
Really?
Total insanity. They gave up potentially 90% for Quinnen Williams of what they got for Micah Parsons. And those players are not in the same stratosphere as far as impact on your team. That's first of all. Second of all, Jerry told Stephen A. yesterday this trade was in the works already. The major move was coming. That's about as bad a process imaginable, not because by telling Stephen A., but what it means is his decision was not at all impacted by the fact that they lost again last night, that they're even further from the postseason after last night, that the second-round pick they're giving away this year got even better last night, and they're not a D tackle away from contention. The Cowboys are right now. Philly, Tampa, the Rams, Seattle, Green Bay, Detroit, San Francisco are the 7 playoff teams. We all agree they're better than Dallas. The teams in their stratosphere, Chicago, Carolina, and Arizona, have all played them and beat Dallas. And so I am confident they are better than the Giants and they are better than the Saints. I don't know that they're better than Minnesota, who they'll play, Atlanta, who they don't play. Washington's in a weird boat.
Their hands full with the Giants.
Right, exactly. And if we heard today that the Atlanta Falcons had made this trade, we would say, with respect, and they have a better record than Dallas and an easier path to playoffs, where do they think they're going? And so when you look at Brou, what the Cowboys gave up for Quinnen compared to what they got for Micah Parsons, they traded away, or they acquired a player, a D tackle in Kenny Clark. They traded away a D tackle in Mazi Smith, younger, not nearly as good, former first-round pick, fine. Got a first, traded away a second, and then in 2027, got a first, and this is important, it's not on that graphic. The pick they're trading away in 2027 is the better of the 2 firsts they have that year. So if one team, say the Cowboys are awesome in a year, or the Packers are awesome, either way, but one of them, quarterback injury, something, top 10 pick, that's the pick that goes away. I don't understand why Dallas is acting like they are contenders when they are so far from.
But don't you think Quinnen Williams, because I'm not as down on it as you, this is not just for this season. I think Jerry probably thinks that. They think him and Logan Wilson, remember they got him, that those two, they'll obviously make them better defensively, but I agree, that doesn't solve all their problems, all right? But Quinnen Williams is 27. Logan's kind of a young guy too. So I think I like getting Williams. Like he is not Micah Parsons, but he's a top level defensive tackle. Yeah. Like last 3 Pro Bowls I think he's made. So he's a very good player. So I like this move by the Cowboys. Obviously they did give up a lot. I would have preferred to just, you know what, keep Micah. But that being the case that he's gone, I like this move.
I feel like we're stuck on like. It's like if we talked about the Mavs, like you should never get off Luka, like they did.
No, but
so now they're trying to get better.
Right. Yeah, I like that
narrative.
No, hold on. But here's why it's totally fair to be stuck on it. Just like with the Mavs when they traded Luka, they were like, we're all about defense. If they then traded the return they got for Luka for Trae Young, you'd be like, wait, what are you talking about? Yeah. When the Cowboys traded Micah, Jerry told everyone who'd listen, we're going to get 4 players out of this. No, you're not. You're getting Quinnen Williams. You're getting a worse, older, front 7 defensive player. That's what you're getting.
He's worse, but he's still excellent.
Right.
He's worse than Micah.
And you got the guy from Green Bay.
Kenny Clark. But as far as the adding players, you traded away Maye Smith in this, who again was a first-round pick that didn't work out. But and this is where you and I are very different on this, and I know I can be frustrating, at least to you, I hope not to the audience, on trade stuff. You heard this trade, and this isn't me taking a shot because I think this is how the audience works as well. And before you heard the return, you're like, that's awesome for Dallas.
Yeah.
And I just objectively was like, how can you possibly have an opinion on this?
The Dallas has, like, every day we come on the show, it's like, wow, the Dallas defense is terrible. What are they going to do? They did something. Like,
I'm more with Wilds on it. You just mentioned Maye Smith, a failed draft pick. Mm-hmm. There's no guarantee these other picks don't fail. So they're getting a proven commodity in Quinnen Williams, who is still relatively young.
The logic of trading Micah was we need a surplus of people. That's what Jerry told us. Jerry said we're going to be able to get 4 players out of this. And what I'm telling you is they just traded almost all of their return for Micah for one player who is, one's a DN, one's a D tackle. Quinnen is older, and Quinnen is not as good. It's bananas process. And so I think if you want me to be positive, not you, but I think this is a great job by the Jets. The Jets recognized that they need to reboot. I just think I would have been squeamish at paying this as the Chiefs, who can win the Super Bowl right now. I think it is insane for a team that currently is a half game out of having a top 10 pick of the draft, acting like they're making win now moves. We're about to talk about the Colts. The Colts, right or wrong, believe we can win the Super Bowl this year. Mm-hmm. I don't get the Cowboys. I don't understand the process.
I just think it's for future. I mean, look, I agree with you. I think Jerry thinks it's now. But I don't think this is a bad move for the future either with Quinnen. Because Quinnen is a proven commodity. Like, he's a really good player. He's not Micah, like I said, but he's a really good player. So you got, kind of a cornerstone type defensive player for the future, not just this season.
Before we move on, can I say, do you guys think this is a good move for the Jets?
Of course.
I think the Jets aren't even where the Cowboys are.
So I guess that's kind of my point. Because you're saying, of course, because the Jets,
the Jets are in
Jets
full
don't have a
down.
quarterback. At least Cowboys got a quarterback and an offense.
And what I'm saying is the Cowboys are closer to the Jets neighborhood than the Eagles neighborhood right now. That's the point I'm making. They are closer to, we need to reboot an entire side of our team. Maybe the Jets need to reboot both sides of their team. But the Cowboys need to reboot the entirety of the defense. Mm-hmm. And the Cowboys need to, is what I was trying to say. And they are making moves as if they are close. That's because if you love it that's what surprises me. If you love it for the Jets and love it for the Cowboys, I think the Jets and Cowboys are not swimming in the exact same lane, but similar lanes. That's all.
Yeah, I see that rationale. But I know the Cowboys are good at one thing. They weren't good yesterday at scoring. But if you short up the defense a little bit, perhaps you can make a run.
And I guess the Jets and Cowboys, I think, Josh, tell me if I'm right, had the same record last year. And this year the Jets have 1 win and the Cowboys have 3. And so we look at them.
Last year was due to injuries for the Cowboys.
Right, and this year their quarterback's fully healthy, and he's playing great.
But what do you want the Cowboys to do? Nothing?
I want the Cowboys to have a plan. And if when you traded Micah, it was an acknowledgement, we need a bunch of players, cost-controlled, good players, to then, 2 months later, turn the boat in the exact opposite direction and say, you know what, we really miss an impactful front seven defensive player. So all the extra equity we had from trading Micah, we're going to use on an older, lesser player, is to me, it's insane.
I don't know if the Micah stuff, and I think that we've talked ourselves in circle here, how much of it was team fit, how much of it was money. I don't think it's just a player for player.
A lot of it was personal.
How much of it is just vibe-wise? What's Dak's feelings?
He got mad. He got his feelings hurt.
Okay, we're moving on to the other big Jets trade. which has Sauce Gardner leaving New York and going to Indianapolis. Now, this is 2 first-round picks and A.D. Mitchell. Here's Sauce's reaction. New York, it's been real, and a green heart, which was nice. Here's the numbers on the Colts.
But I'm out.
Their offense has been excellent. The defense, pretty good at stopping the run, can't stop the pass. So they got Sauce Gardner. This made sense to me. Brou, your reaction?
I do like this for both teams. I think, again, smart by the Jets. They're not going anywhere, rebuild. And Indies, they did need some help with rushing the passer, but a huge need was in the defensive backfield. And Sauce Gardner, who hasn't had a great season, I think he's going to play much better in Indianapolis. I think there's obviously fewer distractions, and now you're going to a team that's going to make the playoffs at least, and has a chance to win, get to the Super Bowl, they believe. So I think he's going to play much better than he has. I like their mentality of, we going for it. And we got the running back, we got the offense, let's strengthen the defense, let's go for it. All that said,
thank you.
The question remains, Danny Dimes.
Of course.
That question remains. Now, I will give him this. He did play well in a playoff game.
Yes.
One of his 2, he played really well. So we don't know that he'll melt. But going into the playoffs, the defense can be great. Taylor can be great. They can be scoring points. But we all are going to say, what is Daniel Jones going to do? But
listen,
great move, though.
I think this is an A-plus job by the Jets. I don't know if Sauce Gardner is just going to instantly recapture the player he was year 1 and year 2. Because last year he wasn't that good, and this year hasn't been that good. Now, he was a blue-chip prospect. He was so good his first 2 years. He hasn't suffered some post-injury. He's a different. So I think he's an excellent player. I can't say I know he's an excellent player, but I think he's really, really good. I think if you're the Jets, this is brilliant. And recognizing that, first of all, we hired a defensive coach. The idea is he can maybe do a little more with less, and we need to retool so much, and we need to have a lot of optionality in this year's draft and next year's draft. And I look at A.D. Mitchell as more than a throw-in. A.D. Mitchell, he's only famous because he dropped the ball against the Rams. But he was a top 60 pick 1 year ago. And so he has been underwhelming, but the Colts kind of have a deep receiving core. They don't have an A-plus player, but they have a deep receiving core he couldn't quite break through on. So I think for the Jets, this is great. I think for Daniel Jones' future employment, this is unbelievable, because this is the strongest vote of confidence a player can receive, because what the Colts are saying is, we're not going to be in the quarterback market anytime soon. Every team that has made a move like this has believed, rightly or wrongly, very often wrongly, we're set at quarterback. Here are the last decade of guys to go for multiple first-round picks. 2018, the Bears traded 2 firsts for Khalil Mack. That was a year after they spent the number 2 pick on Mitch Trubisky. They're like, we are set there. The Texans traded 2 firsts for Laramie Tunsil. That was 2 years after they had traded for Deshaun Watson. We're set there. The Rams traded 2 firsts for Jalen Ramsey. That was months removed from going to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. They thought they were set there. They ended up not being, but they thought they were.
Worked out.
The Seahawks traded 2 firsts for Jamal Adams in one of the worst trades that franchise ever made, but they had Russ. They thought we're set there long term. Obviously, the Packers doing with Micah believe that we're set there. Nobody does this if they think, oh man, but we might need to draft a quarterback soon. And so this is a huge vote of confidence in Daniel Jones, which is why I think this is just an insane gamble by the Colts. Because it would not, as much as you are rooting for Daniel Jones, it would not shock any of us if the Colts next year at the trade deadline are 3-6. It wouldn't shock a single. And Daniel Jones, we're thinking about, man, remember those hot couple months like that? I'm not saying you're predicting it, but it would not stun you if that's the case. And the Colts are putting massive equity in the idea, no, that's not going to happen. He is just going to be solid. And I think that is a huge risk.
But they've also been a solid team, even without a good quarterback.
Correct.
So I don't think, I think that's how they're looking at it. We're not going to be at the top of the draft.
We're not going to bottom out.
Where we'll get some blue chip prospect, which obviously those don't always pan out either. But I think that's what they're thinking too.
When will Daniel Jones earn your faith? So Baker, 100% you believe in Baker.
This time next year.
So is Sam Darnold on that?
Sam Darnold, at this moment, Sam Darnold's just a good quarterback.
Okay, that's where I think they think Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
What if Jones had a great playoff run to the AFC Championship game and they lose there?
Oh yeah, okay. So then he could earn it earlier. But if it goes, if he is just really good the rest of the year, they make the playoffs, and he has a nondescript. You know what I mean? Not even the Darnold playoff game. Because the Darnold playoff game set him back.
Yes.
But if he's just fine, they draw the Chiefs in round 1, and he plays fine, but they lose. That I wouldn't. And then next year the Colts are good again. I'm like, oh,
he's just good.
You know, let's good.
Call it what it is. I think 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That's solid, but it's not lighting the world on fire either.
Well, in that
the offense is moving. The running back is, but he's been good, throwing for a lot of yards, but he's never thrown for a ton of touchdowns.
Well, and that's my other concern for him, because when you were talking yesterday about how he had
his rookie year
he was really good.
12, yeah.
But then that year with Dable when they made the playoffs, he had 15 touchdowns passing that year. And so Baker had 2 awesome years in Cleveland. Darnold never had it, but Darnold was such a blue chip prospect. He was in a different category than Daniel Jones, at least to me, where Darnold was considered a guy coming out of high school. We were like, he's going to be a top 5 pick, and Jones kind of took the world by storm, so to speak. This is just a massive vote of confidence in Daniel Jones, and it is also a vote of confidence in Sauce. Like, I don't know about you guys. I don't right now, this moment, view Sauce the way I viewed Jalen Ramsey coming out of Jacksonville. And Jalen Ramsey, it felt like every year was the best corner in football. Sauce is...
A few years ago, you felt that way about Sauce.
Right.
The Jets are so dysfunctional. Right, it's hard to get a read on who's great and who's
But he was great there. That's the problem, is like he was able to overcome that...
The culture wore him
down. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. The Colts host the Falcons in Germany on Sunday morning.
The Colts host the Falcons. So Sauce has to play 2 Europe games.
Yeah.
The Jets played a Europe game.
Yeah, they already played.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a home game for the Colts, but it's in Germany. All right, we're going back to Monday night. Cowboys now 3-5-1 after losing at home to the Cardinals. Defense porous, but they tried to fix it today. Offense ineffective, Brou. They didn't score an offensive touchdown until the 4th quarter. All right, here are the grades so far. Okay,
the T really threw things.
That was Hub's idea.
What was the T?
Hubs or Dusty? What
was the T for?
Teas, because that's what they are.
Oh, that makes sense.
They might actually be a tomato can again. I'm not sure. They keep bouncing back and forth between teas.
I like the
and
T.
tomato.
I like when you switch it up a little.
Okay.
All right, what was?
Well, this one.
But it screws up the GPA.
Well,
I got to be honest. It makes it different.
Well, look.
Okay, gee.
No build-up.
No preamble.
No drama. No suspense. None of that. Anybody with eyes could see F game. I wish my boys were here to sing about it. All right, they're on a world tour or something.
Wow,
like that.
we really helped them.
We helped them blow up. But F for fraudulent.
Oh.
Enough about the great offense. All right? Because if you take out the 2 horrible clubs from New York and my Packers, who didn't show up that day, the Cowboys have averaged 24 points a game in their other 6 games.
Well, I don't think you can take out the Packer game, Brou.
Even with that, it might be 20. I mean, no, I'm putting it in there. They got fortunate that the Packers took them lightly. Yesterday, against a solid defense, not great, solid, good. They put up 10 points when you are fighting, theoretically, for a playoff spot. 10 points of offense? Unacceptable. F for foolishness.
Oh, there's several.
I like it. That's why we got right to it.
Gotcha.
Enough with the Dak is playing as well as any quarterback in the league. Boy, if they had a defense, he might be the MVP. No, he wouldn't. Okay. Last 2 games, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 2 L's, and a passer rating in the 60s. All right, I like Dak. He's a good player, well-spoken at the podium, but enough of the, is he going to be the one to crack the top 5 and join Lamar and Mahomes and company? No, he's not.
Flacco.
F for foolishness, Flacco. And now, finally, an F for full stop.
Oh.
Full stop on the Brian Schottenheimers, the next Vince Lombardi. Shotty's done a nice job.
He's done a great job.
Shotty is, that shows you how low the expectations were. You don't get them up every week to play. Sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down. We have no idea who's going to show up. All right, I like Shotty.
People were saying that.
He's a nice, that's what I'm saying, people. It's too much. He's been a nice little hire, okay? He's been better than we expected. It's been cute.
Yeah.
Some weeks, and some weeks it's been very ugly. They are, Nick, and I know you don't like this because I threw it out at the Chiefs yesterday.
Oh, here we go. Their record against
They're 0-4-1 against winning teams. I mean, if you could play a bunch of tomato cans every week, maybe you get close to the playoffs, but you can't. So you're an F team.
Excellent.
All right. First of all, for the audience, if you couldn't tell, Brou thought we were leading the show with that and really had a lot of energy for it to get us
typical
A3, and I loved it, Brou. I was enraptured by it. Their season's officially over, which is why that colored my feelings on the Quinnen Williams trade so much. I just don't.
You're not that high on Quinnen, though.
No, I think he's good. I don't think he's as good
as. A few years ago, people thought he was like.
I don't think he's as good as Jeffrey Simmons. I don't think here's my problem, and then I'll get back to this.
Go ahead.
A few years ago, people were looking at him like.
No, right, when he was playing really well.
Yes,
but I guess my problem is this. Sauce Gardner's the best corner in football. Quinnen Williams, one of the best D tackles. The Jets defense, Aaron Glenn's going to be a good defensive coach. The Jets defense stinks. It's like, well, I don't know.
It's that culture out there. It's terrible.
But as bad as the culture was when Quinnen and Sauce were playing at all pro levels, the defense was really good. Won 7 games with Zach Wilson. People told me all about that. And so that's.
You know what?
What?
I got to give him his props.
Who?
Robert Saleh.
Okay, yeah. Big Bob Saleh did a great job. So, all right, but now on the Cowboys. No, their season's over, and it didn't need to be. Like, this is such a missed opportunity for Dallas. And I went through the teams. So they're in, I think it's fair to say, the weakest division in football. Given what's happened to Washington, it's just the Eagles. There's no other division in the league where it's just one team.
The South.
The Panthers be the second best team in that division. Like they're 5-4. The Falcons have a better record than them. That's 2 teams, not counting the Bucs. Like they are. And if you went the AFC South, the Jags are legit. I think the Texans are as good as the Cowboys. So they had an opportunity here. And when you look at the 7 teams in the NFC playoffs are good teams. Philly, Tampa, the Rams, Seattle, Green Bay, Detroit, San Francisco. Then there's like the teams fighting in the playoffs, Chicago, Carolina, and Arizona, who all beat them. The teams in the Cowboys neighborhood, Minnesota, Atlanta, Washington, and then I would include the Giants and New Orleans. You know what? Like those are the bottom 5 teams. Those other 5 teams either have rookie or young quarterbacks or quarterback problems. Minnesota has a first-year starter who got hurt. Atlanta has a second-year quarterback who was hurt during the year and they lost a game because of it. Washington's quarterback has been hurt twice. The Giants is a rookie. New Orleans has no idea who their quarterback is, and they play different guys. The Cowboys have Dak Prescott, who, again, maybe Brou wasn't the MVP, but prior to 2 weeks ago had been playing at a very high level. And I thought yesterday, I'm not going to kill him on the pick. The pick was at the very end of the game, but they only scored 10 points to your point. To be in that position with a healthy quarterback that is a veteran and good shouldn't happen. It's not happening to any other team in the league. And so I just think it's a disaster for them.
Welcome back to First Things First. 6-2 Rams hosting the 6-3 49ers this Sunday. Mac Jones, 5-2 as a starter, but his performance does not affect Brock's status as a starter. Okay, no big deal. 5-2. The passer rating 93. He's had 3 great games and 4 games that weren't so great, but one of them,
4 games?
2 of them he won. So.
Yeah.
Should San Francisco stick with Mac Jones, Brou?
I mean, really?
Really?
What, 5-2?
Yeah, stick with him until Brock gets back. Like Shanahan said. I mean, were we going to replace Dak Prescott, who Brock has beaten in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, with Cooper Rush when he went 4-1 and actually put up numbers?
Brou, to be fair,
I did not say they should replace Dak with Cooper Rush. Y'all tried to put that on me, but I will not receive that.
You heard it, though.
From who?
I don't know. You
It
said
wasn't me.
it was out there.
No. Look, Mac has been good. This is what you want from a backup. I mean, Mac has played well. And if he has not played well enough to displace a quarterback who led you to the Super Bowl, a quarterback who left the field against the boat with the lead in that Super Bowl, a quarterback who has led game-winning drives in the playoffs against really good teams. I mean, he hasn't played that well, and if he were lighting it up, and Nick knows this, Brock got the contract.
well, yeah.
I mean, so you wouldn't, if he had played so well that you were like, man, we can move on from Brock.
Yeah.
Well, the way to move on from Brock is not to bench him, because then, I mean, the value with that contract already would be tough to move him, but that would make it even harder.
It shouldn't be tough to move him, Brou. He's next Drew Brees. Everybody likes
not
Brock
if you
Purdy.
bench him.
He's a great
if he's
quarterback.
the next Drew Brees,
Well, listen,
then do what I'm saying
I mean,
and put him back in there when he's ready
Drew
to play.
Bledsoe you got a pick traded for him because Tom Brady was there. Here's the thing. I think that they're going to go back to Brock because of the contract. I think that's true. I also think that they're going to get the same level of quarterback play they've been getting out of Mac, because the last 2 years, since the Niners haven't had full-blown Avengers, that's the level of quarterback play you get in Kyle Shanahan's offense. The yards per game are within a tenth. The passer rating is 1 point. The touchdown-interception ratio goes to Mac. The yards per pass goes to Brock. The completion percentage, which I don't care about, is a wash, but technically would go to Mac. And the record goes to Mac.
The moxie.
But in fairness, did Christian McCaffrey play last season with Brock?
No, but George Kittle did. And
Yeah,
George Kittle.
but you watch those games.
No.
McCaffrey is playing. McCaffrey could be in the MVP conversation if his numbers were better as far as running the football. So that's a big difference.
I totally agree. But McCaffrey, but if we're going to add a McCaffrey curve, then it goes to all of Brock's accomplishments that you listed happened. The leading them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if Mac leads them, they go to the Super Bowl.
With Christian McCaffrey and with those things. I just think that we are getting a real-time, long sample test of what can a veteran, sorry, KW, mediocre quarterback do
national champion
in Kyle Shanahan's system, and it's what I think Greg and I have said for a long time would be the case, which is there is a floor Shanahan puts on it as long as you're a competent starting quarterback, which Mac, I didn't think he was going to be, but has clearly proven to be. So I just don't think there is going to be, I guess here would be my point. The Niners are 6-3, and this would be I'll ask you. The Niners are 6-3, right? They're in the thick of the playoff race.
6-3, yep.
Any other team that was in the thick of the playoff race with their backup, we'd be like, oh man, look out when that starter comes back. Does anybody think they are going to be demonstrably better with Brock than they currently are with Mac? Because I don't.
No, so
I don't.
I think that's why you can go back to Brock, because they're not going to be demonstratively better. However, Brock does provide you an element that Mac Jones doesn't, and that's
The mobility.
Being able to extend the plays and make plays outside the pocket. Not saying that Mac can't do it whatsoever, but that's what Brock has shown that he can consistently do at a high level. To your point, this is what the 49ers do and what you expect of your backup quarterback, and this is the best case scenario. Like, this is the absolute best case scenario. The thing that if I'm Mac Jones, that I don't like to hear, which if you're Brock Purdy, you love to hear, is these two aren't relatable. How will Mac Jones play, and the fact that Brock is going to be our starting quarterback is not even in question. Doesn't
that
matter.
you can't win.
Like, that part, if you're a backup, I don't care what position, you don't want to hear that, because this is my shot. And if I'm proven, if I'm playing at a high level and I'm winning and I'm not the reason why we're taking a step back, like, Mac Jones has been superb for this team. Superb for this team doesn't say a whole lot, because Brock Purdy is probably going to have similar numbers, which you just showed. And the ability that they both possess isn't drastic. It's not like Trey Lance to Brock Purdy or anybody else, where it's an extreme running advantage for Trey Lance and something drastically different. They're very similar quarterbacks, with Brock Purdy just having the ability to extend plays.
I don't think, and Wiles, you probably like this, I don't think it's off the table. Like, what Mac is doing is setting himself up maybe for a trade or to go somewhere and get a chance to – I know he's got one more year on his deal, but, get a chance to start somewhere. It's not off the table that he could be another Darnold or Daniel Jones or Geno Smith or Baker Mayfield. Like, go somewhere and just be a starter.
Yeah, no kidding.
No kidding.
I mean,
nobody thought that till we went to
He made the Pro Bowl, and he's 5-2, and he's keeping Brock Purdy on the bench. Here's what's actually happening.
He's keeping him on the bench?
Brock Purdy's turf toe is not going to heal.
Exactly.
Well, this year,
So Kyle Shanahan can say whatever he wants. Quick personal story. My son is 11 years old. We're not letting him get a phone. He said, what if I raise the money myself? I said, you know what? If you get $800, I'll buy you a phone. Never happening. Usually you're not selling $800 worth of lemonade. So this is just all in the ether. It's Mac Jones is the starter for the 49ers. Brock Purdy is never going to have a day where he's like, you know what? My turf toe is 100%.
Well, this season. He might be out the rest of the season.
Oh, okay, then we're good.
But we're talking about, the quarterback of the Niners for the future.
Okay.
Because
I thought we were talking about like the
unless
next
Mac
few
were to
weeks.
lead them to,
I'm
the Super
talking
Bowl.
next few weeks.
But I'm saying, I do think they're going to try to let Brock just get as healthy as he can get.
But hold on. If Mac had played terribly, I guess here's the question I have related to that. Mm-hmm. If Mac were playing awful, but they were winning somehow, you know what I mean? So they were still in the playoff race.
No,
but let's say they were 6-3, but Mac was putting up. It's the Anthony Richardson with the Colts. You know what I mean? They're winning despite it. Do you think Brock could start? Like that's what Wilds I think is saying. Brou is Brock. It would be uncomfortable. He wouldn't be 100%, but he could play this week. And that they are being cautious about it because of the level Mac is playing.
I agree with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Okay.
Like, he went out in the second game and didn't play that well because, the toe. So, if you got somebody playing well, then get your starter right as you can.
Yeah.
But
we agree though.
Don't get too excited about it, Wilds, because Brock got the kadoosh. He's not good. He's got the contract.
And it's by the way, classic one by me, grievous mistake. Paying Brock Purdy, now that you're seeing this, was a grievous error.
It's a team-friendly deal, isn't it?
It's $55 million a year. I don't know how team-friendly that is.
Over years.
On the other side of this weekend's matchup between the 49ers and the Rams, Matthew Stafford. He's won 3 in a row, put himself firmly in the MVP conversation in Las Vegas. But has he done enough to find himself on Brou's
Where is he at in
ballot?
Vegas?
Let's find out.
All right. A lot of changes. At number 5,
Love it.
Jalen Hurts, coming off a bye.
I like how so many changes on this list.
Yeah, look, week to week, we're still only halfway through the season. 15 touchdowns, 1 pick, really 20 touchdowns, tied for second in most touchdowns by a quarterback this year with 20, and only 1 turnover. And last few games, obviously, been cooking, 5th in the league, 114.4 passer rating. You'll like this one, Nick. Number 4, let's hear it for the wide receiver.
Wow.
And Greg.
Okay.
Look, Jackson Smith and Jigba. All right, he is on pace to become the first 2,000-yard receiver ever, averaging 118 yards a game and averaging 16 yards per catch. Unusual nowadays. No other receiver with 50 or more catches is averaging more than 11 yards a catch.
That's amazing.
So he's doing this
And
thing.
they just added,
and they
by
just
the
got
way,
Rashid Shaheed,
which should help
they gonna
him.
have
Yeah.
Darnold. We'll see if he cooks with that. All right, at number 3, moving back in, been out for a few weeks. Josh Allen. Numbers aren't, they're not that eye-popping, but clearly he makes that team go. Played fantastic against the Chiefs. Fantastic against the Ravens, which, despite their troubles, was still obviously a big game. Those were like his 2 best games of the year and the 2 biggest games of the year.
Yep.
All right, at number 2, Wilds.
I like it.
Your guy, Drake
I like it.
Maye. I know you want him here. Wasn't, fantastic last week, but still played very well. Take out Lamar, and he's first in the league in passer rating. Leads the league in completion percentage, 74%, which is amazing.
This is what I think it is. This is an amazing moment coming at number 1.
Everybody's all.
I knew it. My guy.
I look, 37 years old. I doubted him because of the training camp.
I told you it was all phony.
It
He just
seems
wanted
like
the
it was.
time off.
He's having his best year of his career,
Yeah.
which is saying a lot. His touchdown percentage, interception percentage are both the best of his career. On pace for a 113 passer rating, best of his career. And right now has 21 touchdown passes and only 2 interceptions. So he's doing his thing. I got to give him love. So
And they might
there
be
it
the
is.
best team in the NFC.
Possibly.
Like,
In the discussion.
They have a legit case for it.
Yep.
Look, I mean, it is one of the reasons why you trade for or you acquire a guy like Devontae Adams. So if Puka Nacua who has suffered injury, if he is out, you can do what you did against the Jacksonville Jaguars because you still have that guy. I love this for Matthew Stafford because he's been one of those guys that we kind of gloss over. Even when he came into the league, coming in with Megatron, obviously he had to prove it, and he was with the Detroit Lions. Obviously, they weren't a great franchise then, but he's done nothing but be great for this team.
It would put him in the Hall of Fame.
100%.
An MVP.
100%.
Yeah,
Probably
he has the Super Bowl
His
ring,
stats, yeah.
but he doesn't have he has the cumulative stats, but the
don't have
paucity
the
of Pro
hardware.
Bowls and
Yeah.
All Pros. If he won a league MVP, he's in the Hall of Fame. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.